Good evening. It's Monday night, and it's time for CPS News with Brent and Jessy. News that speaks your language.
Welcome, everybody. It's a big holiday week. We've got stories about safety. We've got stories about Semana Santa. We've got stories about crocodile names finally, so stay tuned. But for now, you are right here with CPS News. It's Monday, March 25th. And this is the news that speaks your language. And as always, I'm with my favorite co-host and one of my favorite people, Jessy Ruiz.
Hello. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for tuning in to CPS News. And also, thank you for all the comments that you guys are making on YouTube, on Facebook, for messaging us. Really, really appreciate that. If you'd like to send a comment, you can do it now under this video. So, are you ready for all the news?
I'm very ready. I think we've got a fun show today. We've got an informative show today. So with that, let's go to the headlines.
Tonight on CPS Evening News, we bring you headlines directly impacting our Puerto Vallarta community. Rehabilitation of Puerto Vallarta Malecon commences after 7 months. A 15 million peso project is set to transform the iconic waterfront. Tourism concerns rise as the Guadalajara-Puerto Vallarta highway nears completion. Infrastructure challenges loom amidst ongoing projects. Mayor Villavaso is back in the news again. Authorities raided the residence of Mayor Mirtha Villavaso's parents in Riviera Nayarit, seizing a large safe as part of an ongoing investigation. Easter safety operation in Puerto Vallarta. A multi-agency effort ensures visitors' safety with 750 personnel deployed. Stay tuned to stay informed and engaged with these stories shaping our community. There's more to come on CPS News with Jessy and Brent.
In our first story tonight, the new highway is almost here, finally. But concerns arise over the upcoming Guadalajara-Puerto Vallarta highway opening as tourism stakeholders worry about its impact on existing infrastructure and traffic congestion. Here's Stoli with more information on this story.
The looming opening of the Guadalajara-Puerto Vallarta highway has sparked discussions, especially among tourism stakeholders like Martin Rodriguez Felix, president of the Mexican Association of Travel Agencies, AMAV, in Puerto Vallarta and Riviera Nayarit. While the highway promises enhanced connectivity, Felix voices concerns about its timing alongside ongoing infrastructure projects in Puerto Vallarta, including road repairs and the remodeling of the Malecon. These projects, though beneficial in the long term, currently contribute to traffic congestion. Felix emphasizes Puerto Vallarta's limited infrastructure capacity to handle increased tourism, especially during the peak seasons like Easter. He urges authorities to expedite ongoing projects and allocate resources for necessary upgrades. With road-based tourism compromising over 50% of visitors during Easter, Felix warns of potential traffic chaos. He advises locals to minimize non-essential travel to alleviate strain on the road network. Despite challenges, Felix acknowledges the highway's significance, but stresses the need for careful planning and coordination to ensure seamless integration and sustainable tourism growth in Puerto Vallarta. With information from Brenda Beltran, Rebecca Stolinga, CPS News.
So many delays and so much anticipation about this highway, and now it's almost here. But it seems there might be some bumps in the road initially. But I'm sure they will get it all worked out soon, and we will be speeding back and forth to Guadalajara. Next up, more construction stories as Puerto Vallarta's Malecon rehabilitation project is underway. Here's Corey with the story.
Finally, the rehabilitation works on the Puerto Vallarta Malecon have begun after 7 months since the City Council committed to its remodeling. This project will involve an investment of 15,400,000 pesos, with the works expected to conclude on August 1st of this year. Banners from Public Works mentioning the intervention of this space have been installed, benefiting over 6 million visitors and nearly 292,000 local residents. The funds are federal from the ZOFAMAT program, the Federal Maritime Terrestrial Zone. Although the banners do not mention the amount, it exceeds 15 million pesos. It is worth noting that 7 months ago, the figure discussed was 5 million, but it has since increased, according to information from the municipality's Public Works Department. The intervention of the Malecon will be carried out in sections with signage provided, as it is an area frequented by tourists. Works will be paused during Easter, as it is when the city receives the most visitors. Following Easter week, work will resume to ensure the project is completed by August 1st of this year. Among the repairs are those to the lighting, with additional lights to be installed. The Dolphin Fountain will be renovated, as well as the replacement of flooring and electrical wiring, among other improvements. With information from Brenda Beltran, Corey Duchateau, CPS News.
Okay, well, I've got to say, the Malecon always looks great to my untrained eyes, but it is great to hear that they are staying on top of the repairs and value one of our greatest tourist attractions that people who live here full-time enjoy often. Now, in our next story, Justin will tell you how local authorities are ramping up security prior to the start of Semana Santa to keep accidents low and wallets out of thieving hands.
The Easter operation in Puerto Vallarta has commenced, involving authorities from all government levels to ensure visitor safety. With an influx of visitors expected, precautions are being taken to prevent accidents on roads and beaches. A total of 750 personnel from the Public Safety Commissioner's office will be deployed, including police officers, traffic personnel, firefighters, and volunteers. Their duties range from surveillance in shopping centers, beaches, and roads to preventing robberies, accidents, and fights. Checkpoints will be set up at beach entrances to prohibit glass containers and prevent theft from parked vehicles. Neighborhood surveillance will continue with 12-hour shifts. Shopping centers and banks will be patrolled to deter robberies. The fire department will cover beaches and conduct operations on roads, rivers, and streams. Despite the focus on safety, the municipality's religious and socio-organizational events will not be neglected. Personnel will work in 24-hour shifts, ensuring city services are maintained and aiming to prevent incidents during the operation. With information from Guadalupe Arce, Justin Cadrain, CPS News.
Well, I'm glad to see the police and other public services are getting ready for the wave of national and international tourists so we can all enjoy the important holiday. Now it's time to celebrate International Women's Day with Hospital Hoya. Brent, please tell us all about it.
Of course, Jesse, I'm happy to. So, honoring International Women's Day, Hospital Hoya is offering comprehensive preventative medical checkups throughout the month of March. Take charge of your well-being and schedule your checkup today by contacting 322-226-1010 or just by visiting Hospital Hoya, Boulevard Francisco Medina Asensio, 2760 in the Hotel Zone. Hospital Hoya is committed to your health, and hopefully many of our female viewers can take advantage of that great offer. Now coming up, after nearly 5 years, the National Guard bids farewell or adios to its temporary home. Let's hear from Hector and see if they need to post on Facebook for some free moving boxes or not.
In mid-March coordination, one of the National Guard left the sports unit of San Jose del Valle to move to its new headquarters on the state highway from San Jose to San Juan de Abajo. The corporation lasted nearly 5 years in the basketball auditorium of the sport complex, arriving in mid-2019, months after its formation by the federal government. It wasn't until the completion of the headquarters, reported ready at the end of 2023, following a construction delay, that the move began, concluding a few days ago. Additionally, there were legal issues regarding the land transfer from the ejido and the municipality. This information was provided by Israel Torres of CPS News.
Well, last week we reported on the new building for the judicial offices. Now the National Guard is also moving. Our area's municipal offices are really moving on up with their new homes. Now it's been a while since Brent has had a chance to talk about our turtles. So I'm sure he's been a little depressed over that. So here's a turtle story to brighten up his evening and yours too. Tell us what our Shelly buddies are up to, Brent.
Well, it's about time. I've been missing you guys, you turtles. So let me tell you about them. During 2023 sea turtle nesting season, the Boca de Tomates turtle camp in Puerto Vallarta faced challenges due to the impact of Hurricane Lydia, resulting in fewer nests being protected compared to previous years. However, the camp still managed to safeguard 778 nests and released over 250,000 hatchlings into the sea. How incredible. At a press conference, Carlos Alberto Hernandez Mora, president of the Nahuatl Civil Association, addressed ongoing challenges in sea turtle conservation. He emphasized the threats posed by feral fauna, poaching activities, and the presence of ATVs, which disrupt their nesting sites and make it difficult for turtles to navigate to the beach. Furthermore, Hernandez Mora raised concerns about the impact of bright lights from hotels, which disorient the hatchlings and expose them to predators. During the conference, recognition was given for the Velas Vallarta Hotel for their 3-decade commitment to sea turtle conservation. Additionally, the Marina Vallarta Residents Association, led by Antonio Garcia Lopez, was acknowledged for its collaboration in protecting those sea turtles. The event also marked the signing of a collaboration agreement with the Huichol indigenous community of Jalisco, and this partnership aims to promote Huichol culture, support community development initiatives, and conduct research in the region. Thanks a lot to Brenda Beltran for finally letting me report on these turtles again.
Well, that was a great story. Thanks so much to Velas Vallarta for taking such good care of those turtles, and also to the Marina Association. You know, they are really good at doing, taking care of your turtles, Brent. And also, I want to thank all of those people that are sending us events, invites. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on, and we would love to assist to all of the events, but sometimes we can't. There's one that really catch my eye, though, the Sand and String Festival that's going on April 5th and 6th. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a fun event. I'm going to be there.
This is a 2-day concert. No, I got excited and talked right over you. I'm sorry, but it's a 2-day concert. It's on the 5th and the 6th. It's a Friday and Saturday. It's got groups from all over the world. We've got groups from Canada, America, Mexico. I think it's going to be super fun. So make sure you get out there and look for us. If you find us, buy us a beer. Say hi. We love that stuff. But for now, we got to pay our sponsors and we got to go to break. So send in your comments below. We'd love to hear about it. But for now, let's go to commercial.
We'll be back.
CPS News. News that speaks your language.
Welcome back. Now we have more information for you guys, political information. Oh yeah, and guess who's on the story, Brent?
I can only guess.
Myrtha. Remember that name?
I do. Welcome back, Myrtha. You're on our news again.
She is.
So, hey, here's Hector. He's got a story. So let's dig into the politics and let's see what's going on with Myrtha this week.
Agents from the Criminal Investigation Agency and Forensic Services of the Nayarit Attorney General's office secured the residence of Mayor Mirta Villalbazo's parents on Saturday, March 16th. The house is located on the north to south side of the Riviera Nayarit Boulevard, meters before the Bucerias Health Center, following an order issued by a judge. Inside the residence, a large and heavy safe was seized. Seals were placed and the search warrant was posted outside. Apparently, no one was present at the house, so the agents forced the locks and entered the residence to conduct a thorough search for evidence to aid in the corresponding investigation. The operation went on for about 2 hours. Only the safe was seen being seized, loaded onto a truck, and taken to the public prosecutor's office. During this procedure, the Office of the Public Property Registry were also secured as part of other actions. With information from Israel Torres, CPS News.
Will the Myrtha saga ever end? I mean, she's given us lots of news to report prior to elections. I'm sure we will hear more about her next Monday as well, so be sure to stay tuned for more. Now we have an exclusive story from an anonymous source up next about a lagoon in our area and what approvals it did or did not have. Here's Justin with this story.
Anonymous sources within federal agencies responsible for environmental protection and regulation revealed to CPS News the draining and attempted construction of the lagoon located next to the Lago Real shopping center in Mezcales was carried out with the approval of the Department of Territorial Planning and Urban Development at the time. The Environmental Department, now a directorate, and state officials of Conagua, this was done to prioritize the interests of the construction company over environmental damage. In response to inquiries about the progress of ongoing investigations, a brief statement indicated that alleged dealings between the residential company Dynamica and the heads of the mentioned departments, including Wendy and some state officials, had been detected. However, no further details were revealed to avoid hindering the investigation. Nevertheless, it was made clear that the company is prohibited from intervening in the lagoon, and the government of Bahía de Banderas has been informed to protect the body of water, which is a habitat for crocodiles, turtles, iguanas, birds, and other reptiles. Therefore, constructions will not be allowed. It is worth remembering that in mid-April 2023, a company presented a permit granted by Conagua delegation in Nayarit, according to the Municipal Ecological Subdirectorate, that the draining of the lagoon, authorizing the discharge of 15,360 cubic meters of water into a tributary of the El Quele stream. After draining and almost drying out the body of water, construction materials were introduced into the area, causing outrage among residents of nearby residential areas, leading to protests and petitions on Change.org to halt what would be construction project for an apartment tower, displacing the wildlife that inhabited the area. After 2 months of what can be considered ecological damage and constitutes as a crime according to the Penal Code, and under pressure from the federal executive, with the president himself, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, taking a stand on the matter, the prosecutor's office acted accordingly and seized the property. This was due to the introduction of materials into the lagoon, and investigations began, opening investigation for the crime of ecological damage and related offenses. Nearly a year after the incident, the property, which was fenced around its perimeter, is guarded by units of the State Tourist Police to prevent any invasion, while the judicial process reaches its conclusion and the alleged perpetrators are brought to trial. With information from Israel Torres, Justin Cadrain, CPS News.
As investigations continue, authorities emphasize the importance of protecting the lagoon's ecosystem and wildlife habitat while we wait for the conclusion of legal proceedings against those allegedly involved in the ecological damage. We'll be ready to bring you more on this developing story. Now it's time for me to let Jessy tell you about one of our sponsors, and it's American English Tree.
Oh yeah, American English Tree's Dynamic Institute offers both in-person and online classes with an excellent program for seamless learning of Spanish and English. But there's more. When you register as a Spanish student, you provide a 100% English scholarship to a child in need. So you can join in spreading the joy of language and making a positive impact in our community. Reach out to get started at 322-236-5924, or you can visit them at Plaza Caracol, just right behind the bowling alley. Remember to mention CPS News when you sign up for lessons and receive 10% off discount for your lesson plan. American English Tree, where learning meets compassion. Speak it, understand it, enjoy it.
Thanks, Jessy. As we continue with more news that speaks your language, we have Laura, who has really become a big part of our newscast, and she is going to be here to tell you about some more corruption accusations. And this time, it's affecting a former director of territorial planning and urban development in Bahía de Banderas.
It has come to light from the state capitol to peak that Cecilia Zadeth, who held the position of acting director of territorial planning and urban development in Bahía de Banderas, has been linked to legal proceedings. This is due to her alleged involvement in offenses including improper exercise of duties, influence peddling, and improper subdivision of properties, all to the detriment of the Bahía de Banderas municipality, Bahía de Banderas Trust, and the general public. The court hearing occurred last week. During this proceeding, the Public Prosecutor's Office of Nayarit presented sufficient evidence to warrant her indictment, and as a precautionary measure, she was sentenced to 6 months of preventive detention. Cecilia Zadeth was apprehended on March 12th at the offices of the department located in the Nuevo Vallarta Business Center by agents from the Criminal Investigation Agency of the Nayarit Attorney General's Office. During this period, the Public Prosecutor's Office will gather additional evidence to initiate the trial phase. Laura Lane, CPS News.
Thank you for that very interesting story, Laura. We appreciate it. But now it's time we have some fun. This is the most fun part of the show. It's time for events. But first up, I know you all are on the edge of your seat. Tell me the croc name. What is the croc name? Did I win? Well, here's what I can tell you. Jesse's going to give you a little information about that, but I did see a name I liked a lot, and it's not
really?
Godzilla.
Are you sure it's not Godzilla?
Not Godzilla.
Oh, I know it's Godzilla too.
Oh, well, Godzilla 2 was pretty darn good. Way better than Godzilla, I'll tell you that. No, it was somebody who wrote Juan, as in one arm, because if you pet the croc, you only have one arm.
Oh my gosh. That's
so tell
horrible.
me, what do you all think? Did I step over the line by saying that out loud? I hope not.
Now, we actually do have a winner, and it's not the one. It's not the one. So it's someone else. He will be here next Monday so that I can interview him and I can ask him, how did you come up with this wonderful name? Don't forget to tune in to see if it's one of your friends or not.
Well, we'll find out soon.
Enough about the croc. Let's go over to Laura. What does Laura have for us
Yeah, Laura,
today?
what you got for us? Let's hear what's happening with Laura's Leisure List.
Get out your calendars. Here's a peek at some of the fun events coming up in Vallarta and Bahía de Banderas. Experience an unforgettable evening of mariachi music on Wednesday, March 27th, as Mi Ciudad Mariachi de Puerto Vallarta takes the stage at La Isla de Rio Cual, starting at 5 p.m. Admission to this spectacular event is free, and several talented mariachi bands will perform. Don't miss out on this incredible celebration of Mexican culture and music. Get ready for a fiesta of flavors at the 8th edition of Taco Fair PV. This event will be held on March 31st from 2 to 11 p.m. at Hidalgo Park in downtown Puerto Vallarta for a mouth-watering celebration. Indulge in delicious carnitas, seafood, suadero, and more. Enjoy craft beverages, desserts, and live music. Admission is free for this ultimate family-friendly experience. Don't miss out on the fun. Attention runners, get ready, set, and go to experience the excitement of the 5th edition of the Puerto Vallarta Marathon. On Sunday, April 21st, Puerto Vallarta's streets will buzz with an incredible running event. The marathon and half marathon will start at 5:30 a.m., followed by the 5K and 10K recreational runs at 5:45. There are categories for all participants, from 18-year-olds to seasoned veterans of 60 and above. And make sure to take advantage of an incredible prize pool totaling 500,000 pesos. Join us for an unforgettable sporting experience in beautiful Puerto Vallarta on April 21st. Every Wednesday from 6 to 10 p.m. is the Art Walk in the center of Puerto Vallarta. The Art Walk tour is free and galleries offer complimentary wine. The route features 16 main galleries that open their doors for the evening as you walk through the historic center of beautiful PV. There's always the possibility of tour goers having an opportunity to chat with the exhibiting artist. The short distance between each gallery allows you to visit several locations in a single day and the chance to mingle with fellow art lovers. What an incredible list of events this week. Now back to you guys for more news.
Thanks, Laura. Those were some amazing events. I really love the mariachi one. I think I want to go to that. So if you see us at one of these events, please say hi. Now, here's Mr. Lane with a bit of tech talk before our final story for tonight.
Okay, you techie nerds, it's time. It's time for Savvy Control Home. You can transfer your home into a smart home with Savvy Control Home. Experience the seamless integration of security, comfort, audio, video, and lighting systems all at your fingertips. They proudly collaborate with the market's best brands to ensure the highest quality in every solution. You can visit their showroom at Highway Punta de Mita, kilometer 1.5, number 9, but that's right at the entrance of La Cruz, and you can witness the future of smart living. Elevate your home and lifestyle today by calling Savvy Control Home at 322-223-0195, or do like us techie nerds do, go to the webpage at savvycontrolhome.com. Now Jessy will talk to us about a joint agreement between Puerto Vallarta's municipality and the Ministry of Environment to establish unified building permit criteria.
Yep, let me tell you all about the municipality of Puerto Vallarta discovered an environmental impact assessment, or MIA, approved by Semarnat for a building exceeding height limits set by the municipality. They will meet weekly to coordinate permit requests. The temporary mayor, Francisco Jose Martinez Gil, aims to ensure both MIAs and construction permits align. This initiative follows 2023's closure of 22 developments by Profepa due to missing MIAs. Entrepreneurs argued against Semarnat's involvement in certain areas. Now, Martinez Hill emphasized that the need for consistency between permits and MIAs to avoid past discrepancies. He mentioned instances where MIAs were issued without corresponding permits. Moving forward, collaborative efforts will ensure compliance. Martinez Hill also noted Semarnat's plan to lift closures on 8 developments soon. Carolina Gomez provided us with information, and we, of course, will keep sharing it with you.
Well, thanks for that information, Jessy. That was very interesting, and I'm sure some people are happy about those closures becoming open. But here we are. We're heading right into Semana Santa. What do you have planned, you and your family?
Well, you know, I think I want to go out of town. There is a new theme park in Mexico City, so I'm gonna let the tourists enjoy Puerto Vallarta and get out of the craziness for a little bit, you know? Yeah.
So you'll go be a tourist somewhere else.
Yes.
That sounds perfect. Well, with that, I hope everyone has a good holiday, with or without the tourists. But once again, if you're watching us today on YouTube, please leave a comment below. Tell us what you thought of the show. If you have any show ideas for stories, whatever you've got, we'd love to hear from you. But thank you for tuning in to CPS News. I think this might have been our 10th episode. I'm not 100% sure, but we're getting older all the time and better.
We're getting older. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being with us tonight. And we will see you next week. Have a good
CPS News. News that speaks your language.